When human remains are found, police often rely on experts to help them determine who those remains belong to. Some of those experts have helped to solve several cases in our area.
Newswatch 16's Courtney Harrison traveled to Western Pennsylvania to visit the lab and see how college students get a hands-on experience for their future career.
At first glance, it may be startling to see shelves of human skulls inside this forensic anthropology lab at Mercyhurst University. But this is all part of the learning experience for students. They use the bones to determine specific details about them. The graduate program draws students from all across the country to the campus in Erie.
So for teaching purposes, and we get a lot of donated to science. You know, they want their remains to do some teaching after they're dead.
Dr. Dennis Dirkmaat is the head of the Department of Applied Forensic Sciences and has been teaching forensic anthropology and archaeology at Mercyhurst for more than 30 years. Dr. Dirkmaat's expertise has helped investigators solve hundreds of cases.
We don't require the whole skeleton. I mean, we can get one bone and get pretty close to what we have. We can tell approximately how old that individual was at the time of death, and we can base it on just this part of the bone.
The Forensic Anthropology Master's Program at Mercyhurst has a small number of students, but it has a big reputation.
It's pretty unique. I don't know of any other teams like what we do here. When we roll up onto a scene with 2 or 3 faculty and 15 graduate students.
Dr. Dirkmaat says this team gets called out to do a detailed search when human bones are located, along with trying to find other evidence that may be useful to police. The students learn how to map an area, flag evidence, document it, and help collect remains for examination.
And it's very helpful when you go into the workforce then, because you've practiced what you've learned. In most places you don't get that.
Back in March, Dr. Dirkmaat's team was called to Old Forge in Lackawanna-County to help state and local officials with what we now know were the remains of Robert Barron. The pizza shop owner had been missing for more than 6 years.
The information that we got is that some remains were found. I was sent a picture and identified as human and said we'll be the next day.
And late last year, the team went to Susquehanna County after remains were found in a wooded area near Great Bend, where Tyler Barber had last been seen. 5 people have now been arrested and charged in connection with Barber's murder. Dr. Dirkmaat says having so many eyes working on one case makes it harder to miss any evidence to help investigators solve that case.
We work on it for a month or so and go over every detail, try to assess the biological profile of what we have. If there's any animal activity on it, we try to determine why it's scattered, what could possibly be related to that. If there's any trauma, we'll analyze that in detail.
Dr. Dirkmaat and his team travel all over Pennsylvania and parts of New York and Ohio when they're called to help in on a case. And so far this year, they're already up over 50.
We could be called at any point and say, oh, we have a case in Dayton, and then jump in the van and head there the next day.
Students say working a case can be grueling at times, and the answers don't always come easy. But it's the end result that they find rewarding.
You're helping develop this profile so that you can possibly bring a family a sense of closure.
Dr. Dirkmaat says forensic anthropology and the growing number of students in the field will ensure that more cases get solved. Courtney Harrison, Newswatch 16, Erie County.